there was a press conference yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
5 parents out of a group of more than 30 who were recently released from federal custody pending the outcome of their asylum cases. These are mothers who were separated from their children down at the border.
Yeah.
They had a press conference. And the 5 immigrants spoke on the condition that their last names not be used. All 5 of these mothers who have now been released don't know where their children are.
Oh my God.
All right. So, and fathers.
Oh,
So
wow.
here we have a person by the name of Iris.
Mm-hmm.
She was detained on June 15th. She and her 6-year-old son clung to each other after learning they would be separated and sent to jail. The 40-year-old single mother from Honduras asked that they both be deported together immediately. We don't want to come to America anymore. Just don't separate me from my kids.
Right, just don't.
They said, too late. We're taking you anyway, and we're taking your kids somewhere else. And so now Iris is released. She does not know where her son is. She was told, a social worker said, the best we can tell is he's somewhere in the state of Arizona. This is a 6-year-old boy who may or not speak English, who has no family here.
And they have no idea where he is.
Right. She says, I go to sleep at night, and the first thing I do is dream of my son. Miriam, there was another woman there.
Yeah.
Her 4-year-old son was asleep as immigration agents insisted on separating the 2 of them early in the morning in the first week of June.
Oh my God.
And this Guatemalan mother said she was led to believe that when arrested that her son would be returned to her, but that has not been the case.
Oh my.
She has been released pending her asylum claim.
Right.
She has found him in a facility in New York, but the social worker who is in charge of him at the detention center in New York refuses to allow the son to speak to her. And she was told by the social worker, your son doesn't want to speak to you because he believes you abandoned him. That is what they told, or at least the son believes.
God.
That is what the son believes, or that is what he's been led to believe by ICE officials. And therefore, he does not want to speak to the mother, and it's unclear when they would ever be reunited.
That's the thing. These kids.
I'm
have
reading all these stories here. Christian.
Yeah.
He traveled 17 days from Honduras to reach the United States border. He was arrested for crossing illegally. They said I had violated the laws of the United States as a 23-year-old farmer. He was coming to work on a farm. I said, yes, I accept that, but why would they take away my daughter?
Right.
He broke down while recounting that his 5-year-old daughter was more afraid for him knowing he was going to jail. Christian spoke to his daughter a week ago when an official with the local sheriff's office intervened to find her in a jail in Chicago. The 5-year-old daughter is in a jail in Chicago. I don't, ICE calls it a holding facility. It's an effing jail.
It's prison.
Okay, it's prison.
It's child.
And we don't
prison.
know when Christian will be reunited with his 5-year-old daughter. Melvin,
My God.
the Honduran immigrant, and his 17-year-old son were turned away from a port of entry to El Paso while seeking asylum. They did not try, this guy, they did not try to enter the country illegally.
Right.
They walked up to an immigration officer at
Right.
a port of entry in El Paso and applied for asylum. The 2 opted out of desperation to cross illegally, wandering through a drying concrete because they wouldn't accept them.
They wouldn't accept him. Right.
So then they said, okay, we're going to cross illegally. So wandering through a drying concrete culvert. What is a culvert?
Like a, isn't that like a small valley?
Like a small valley?
Like a dip?
A dip.
Right.
Along the border, they feared rumors of migrants being taken and being held for ransom by gangs in Mexico. That's why they
Right,
did it.
that's why they flee.
They were arrested by U.S. authorities, separated soon after, exchanged a simple goodbye. Melvin has not heard from his son in over 30 days. Mario is this is the last one. I mean, we can go on and on and
Right,
on.
there are
There's
these
2,000
stories.
of these stories.
Right.
And now Melvin has been released on asylum, doesn't know where his son is. Mario is a 32-year-old Honduran father, spoke of the pain of being separated from his 10-year-old daughter and the only and his only child on her birthday, which was Monday. And he does not know where she is. She just turned 10 years old.
Oh my God.
He was detained May 25th, so this is now over 30 days, over a month. He was detained at a fence that marks the U.S.-Mexican border. And he said authorities provided a phone number to seek information about the whereabouts of his daughter, but nobody seems to know who answers the phone where his daughter is. And he says, since they took my daughter, I haven't heard anything. noting that an attorney was assisting him, but no one seems to know where these children are. There are 2,000 missing children right now.
Because the U.S. government
because
kidnapped
of Donald
them.
Trump kidnapped them.
Right.
Donald Trump did it.
He kidnapped these
and
children.
Jeff Sessions.
Right. That's
All right. Crossing the border illegally doesn't mean that you get your children kidnapped. From
well,
you.
and let me ask you this as an immigration attorney. Whenever you get taken into detention and you have belongings on you, those get tracked, right? Like you get those belongings back when you're released.
Now,
so why do we give
Now under
kids
Obama,
more?
if they wanted to arrest you, but you had little children in your arms,
Right.
they would put an ankle bracelet on you to monitor you, which is actually cheaper than separating you from a family. That's what Obama did.
Which also makes more sense.
Yeah. Meanwhile, even though Trump signed an executive order, a federal judge in California issued an injunction halting all of this.
Right.
All right. So the judge's order doesn't mean that Trump administration can't continue to prosecute people, although they claim they won't.
Okay.
And Trump says he won't separate them, at least temporarily.
Yeah.
This has put a halt on it, even if he wanted to change his mind now.
Okay.
But we still have 2,000 missing children.